Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Airgun Web TV. We were going to do nice faces, Joe. We got it. We were going to do an Airgun guys tonight with Travis, but he had an appointment, a meeting, a fun thing he's got to go do, which is fine. So Joe graciously decided to go ahead and come on up here and hang out with us tonight. So Joe, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing great, man. We're doing pretty awesome. You know, I think we're still trying to recover from the Airgun Expo, frankly. I know it's been a month already, or pretty much close to it, but that took a lot out of us. That week was a pretty intense week of airgunning for sure, man.
Yeah, that was a good one though. It was a good one.
So we've got a lot of good feedback, and I think we're looking to see what we can do about putting together another one. So I'm excited to see what we can do there.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll be able to come back and hang out again.
Oh yeah.
This time we'll let you be able to stay here at the ranch so you don't have to drive back and forth. So, all right. So we had a couple of topics I wanted to get into tonight. First thing, and since you're here, I'm going to ask your advice on some of this stuff because, yes, you're an air gunner. Yes, you've done some content creation, but you're also a sponsor and a partner for Airgun Web. So, you know, you wear a lot of hats there. So let me ask you some questions from the sponsorship perspective, if you don't mind.
All right.
You can always pass. You say, talk to Jay if you need to, right? All right. So as you know, we ran into some snags, and we keep going back to this. And this idea that you've got these entities like a YouTube or Facebook that can just say bye-bye and you're done. And that you know is I think it's an inevitability, frankly, that at some point they're going to flip a switch and just say bye, y'all, we're done.
Right.
And you know what I'm trying to do with both like, for example, Gateway to Airguns and my own channel is to insulate us from that inevitability. So, you know, I was doing some numbers on the GTA, for example, and if you guys out there don't know what the GTA is, go look it up. It's gateway to airguns.org. Hey there, Daniel. And you know, I revamped the banner system like at the first of the month, and they already emailed me and say, hey, you need to up to the next level because our numbers say you're going to be serving 2 million plus banners this month.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, so from an advertiser's perspective, I don't think you guys really advertise there yet. We'll work on Jay later. But you know, when you're looking at 2 million plus banner ads, that's not insignificant.
Right.
In a month. That's a lot. And so one of the ways I want to insulate our content is by really leveraging places like Gateway to Airguns as a place where people can come and get all of that information and like in our forum. And what do you think of that versus a YouTube or a Facebook kind of a concept?
Well, you know, I've been with the Gateway Airguns. Gosh, I've been a member since 2012.
Yep.
And I used to go there a lot. I mean, I used to that's my life was on Gateway to Airguns. I'd come home, say hi to the family, I'd jump on the computer, and I'd be on the forum. I'd be on that forum and a couple others. I'd be like for hours just soaking up information. Yeah. And so I mean, you know, and Gateway's huge. I mean, it gets a lot of people going there. I know a lot of people still go there, and they may not become members, but they do, you know, go as a visitor.
Yeah.
And the way things are going with social media, it's definitely nice to have a backup. Because what happened at the expo could happen again. It could happen anytime, anywhere, with any social platform. It's, you know, it's bound to happen to someone on a major level.
Yeah, and I mean, I had my channel just axed, you know, just summarily terminated back in, what was it, 2000, 18.
Yeah. I remember, yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. So, you know, it was like, it was there and then it wasn't. And that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. Um, let's see. Yep. So I think that if we can get, um, create that space to be really a repository, a more stable repository, I am hopeful that people will come use it, because that's going to be the key. Um, and I hope it doesn't get to the point where the only reason people go use it is because these other places just cut them off. I don't want that, but I mean, I've seen that sort of happen. That's the way it sort of wants to go at times.
Right.
And if we can have it go in a different direction, that'd be great. So the other question I was thinking about, and again, I want to get your opinion on it. You know, we got a question. We'll get there here in a minute. We have, there are a lot of different contributors out there. And one of the things Travis and I are talking about is what is a fair way to make at least a portion of the GTA available to other content creators. And we're looking to, and here's what I was thinking. So for you guys watching, or Joe, as a content creator, airgunner, and vendor, and sponsor, I want you to think this over. We're thinking about creating a code of conduct that
Say that again, or what?
a code of conduct where
Okay.
contributors agree to a particular code of conduct, things they agree to do and things they agree not to do. Look, I don't ever want to see the GTA become just vendor bashing or brand bashing, any of that stuff.
Right.
Every product can have a bad day, right? And so one bad day does not make a terrible line or a terrible brand or
Right.
a terrible service department because one person had a bad experience. You know, having worked service and trained service people, I've come to know something, and that is often that the customer is wrong, not right. So we try and work from the perspective the customer's always right, but the truth is oftentimes they're just wrong.
Right.
So, but we're thinking about creating a code of conduct that other people, the Hajimotos, the Steve Scallies, the guys that may want to, yourself as a contributor side, that may want to have their own space there, could do so. What do you think of that idea?
That'd be great. You have that part of the GTA, you know, dedicated to like that. That way, you know, there is another place to go to look at these videos and to learn information and to, you know, just see what's going on, to watch people shoot, you know, see new rifles, see old rifles, hell, see, you know, see little tips and tricks of the trade, you know.
Yeah. So one of the other things I was thinking about implementing as a criteria, and this is probably going to be a sticking point, but there are different video sharing platforms. I use Vimeo because it's a professional paid service.
Right.
I have a contract with them. As long as I stay within and their guidelines, you can actually call them, talk to them. They'll give you specifics. I asked them about hunting videos. Does it violate their terms of service? No, it doesn't. Now, you know, I don't know how they'd feel about the videos where you're shooting tannerite and blowing up 30 hogs 30 feet in the air. That may be a little extreme, but you know, actual legitimate hunting videos, they saw no problem with. But at least I could get somebody on the phone or via email that would answer these terms of use questions. That's impossible at Facebook and YouTube.
You
yeah,
think?
Yeah. So, and it's a contractual agreement. So I pay them, and it's really affordable. It's like $200 a year, and I can upload 20 gigs a week, which is
not
a
bad.
lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I just uploaded, or the other day we uploaded all of the live studio stuff that we captured, just the raw footage, you know, with the little black and green bar at the bottom that we
Right.
recorded, uploaded to Vimeo. I didn't use up all my space for the week. So, I mean, you can make that 20 gigs a week work. And I don't know anybody that releases at a higher volume, say that at least we do, or we used to do. We never hit our limit. So I think that that's doable. That's the lowest professional or paid thing, but $200 a year, I think, to have my stuff secured, that I could stream my material. Like if I publish, I'm going to be publishing on Gateway to Airguns back on my own website. I'm going to embed it from Vimeo. So if YouTube and Facebook go stupid, all of the links keep working.
That's good.
And so I think that we're looking to make like a code of conduct. And then one of the requirements is that you stream from Vimeo versus these other. What do you think of that? Do you think that's too restrictive?
Well, I mean, it could be, and I mean, some guys who may not be willing to put up forth the effort that you're doing with Vimeo, but again, it's a stable platform and they're real good with us as long as we don't do something stupid, and I don't see why not.
Yeah, I think that it is about preserving the integrity of the content over the long term is what I'm looking for. Guys, I know we've had some questions come up. I wanted to, what we're talking about here for you guys that have just joined us is Gateway to Airguns. We're looking to implement and use that as a more secure way of creating a larger repository, at least a section that's open to contributors that would be willing to agree to a code of conduct, and also some logistical stipulations to be able to post their stuff there as a means to have something that won't disappear in an instant. That website is hosted on our own leased server. It's not part of Amazon's web services or Facebook or GoDaddy. It's hosted actually we lease a server for that purpose. So it's not this sort of situation you may find other places. So there's contractual agreements in all these places. Nothing's done free. It's all paid.
Well, do you think if you get something like going like that with the Gateway, that maybe Vimeo would strike some kind of deal with you?
I think so. Right now, when I was streaming, I did a couple things. When I was pushing everything from my Vimeo, embedding everything from Vimeo, which I'm going to go back to that. But when I was embedding everything from Vimeo, I saw that my YouTube views went down, because if I embed on, say, GTA from YouTube, my numbers will climb, right? On YouTube, because YouTube sees those embeds as views. But when I went to Vimeo, I was doing 40 or 50,000 views a month off Vimeo. So that was just web embeds that I was getting. So, I think that if we're doing a lot of traffic like that, I would imagine, especially if we're promoting them the way we are, I think that they possibly could. It would be, I think, a good way for them to have maybe a stronger foothold in the outdoors and sporting market.
Yeah.
So it could be. I like their platform. It's very good. And the other thing I talked to them about recently was they have the ability to do live streaming like we were doing in Facebook, but we can embed that right on our own webpage.
Oh, nice.
So you would go to Gateway to Airguns and watch Airgun Expo right there on the page. You wouldn't have to find it. Where's the link coming up? Where's the next feed? Just one dedicated page to that event for the entire event. So, these are the kind of things I think would give us a stronger foundation in how we're delivering content and information. So I know that's not Airgun stuff, guys. And if that's overly boring, please forgive me. But as a content creator that sees my life sort of hanging in the proverbial balance, I'm always looking for ways to try and have things more stable. So that's what we're looking to do.
Right.
So we got some questions, Joe. You want to answer some questions?
Let's do it.
Okay. We've got a Carlos is asking, and I'll read his question. Hopefully I can read tonight. Personally, which do you prefer over the 177 and 22 caliber? Asking because recently I've been hitting pigeons with my Hot Sound 177, but they've been flying off. But with my Diana Airbug 22, it knocks them down. So what do you think about that?
Well, use the right caliber for the job. I mean, the 22s knocked them down better. Then use that.
Yeah.
If you're going to use 177, you better make your shots count. Head, back of the neck, period. The spine, a good spine shot will fan that tail real fast.
Yeah.
And if you're hitting in the if you're going for a heart, and you make sure you're dead center and you get through that breast meat and that wishbone.
Yeah, I mean,
not with the plate, you know what I'm talking
about. Yeah, I do. I know what you're talking about. So I would say that if you're finding that type of, if you're finding that the 22 is working better, stick with that. It sounds like your 177. Joe, you hunt with a 177 all the time, but it ain't factory.
Yeah, well, but you know, I was going to ask that too. What 177 are you using? How fast is it going? What size pellet you put? Are you using hollow points? Are you using polymags? Better be using polymags and Hades.
There you
go. Are you just using the dome pellet? I mean, that all matters too. I mean, I could knock pigeons down with a stock 177 rod, or shooting ultra shocks at 20 yards. Yeah. It just knocks it down.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of that stuff does matter. I think shot placement, doves are tougher than you might think.
Yeah.
Especially if you hit them at range. If you're hitting them at 75 and 80 yards, you've lost a lot of energy.
Yeah. They can take a shot. Damn. Trying to come outside because it's nice. Now the wind's beating me up.
Yeah, wind's picking up. Jared's asking if we can go over the MP40 CO2 BB gun. You know, that's one of the ones I haven't shot yet, but I've asked Umrex multiple times for it. So stay tuned. Once I get one, we'll go over it. There you go. Let's see. Person saying they just added the GTA to their favorites. That's awesome.
Good.
Let's see.
Sorry, I gotta go to my other studio, you know, the bedroom.
Okay, the bedroom, yeah. So we've got Jared's asking again, do you have the most effective BB for my air gun for pigeons? Well, you want
all right, I'm in the other studio.
You're in the other studio. So we got another question asking me and you, Joe. Could you and your guests give opinions on the best 6-gun replica and what company does the most replicas in general?
Umrex.
Umrex, yeah, that was pretty easy. Yeah, Umrex, that's an easy one.
I want a 6-shooter replica, but I don't want to shoot BBs. I want to have a rifle barrel so I can shoot pellets. I want
they
one
have
real
those.
bad.
They have those.
I know. I've been looking. I just.
You know what? You know what I got? I got something for you. If I can find it, I'll send it to you. It is. I can't believe I'm doing this publicly. I'm sending Joe a care package shortly. I got, and this was given to me by Gletcher back in the day. They had a gun that they couldn't sell it because it was too expensive. And what it is, it was a 6, it's like a 357. I think it's like it can't be Smith and Wesson because Umrex has that license, right? But it's that style. It's not a Colt single action style. It's the regular 357 revolver.
Okay.
But it has a Lothar Walther barrel in it.
No way.
Yes, sir. So if I can find that, I think I know where it is. It's sitting in Iconics. See, that's something that I think I'd rather have you shoot it than just sitting at the seal.
Man, I need to just come down there all covert, like when you guys were sleeping, just hook up to the Connex and lift it up in the air and take
what you need to do is rent an expedition and just drive down.
Oh, I got the Navigator. I can fill a lot in there. Really.
Perfect. So
Rick's Connexes are amazing. Yeah, it's Airgun Nirvana in each one of those Connexes.
So, and of course we have the question again, Joe. Any idea when the supply of ammo for air guns is going to be back? I think Pyramid shelves are about empty.
Hey, you know our contract. We're not supposed to ask those questions. I'm gone.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'll let that go.
We got a container coming in, I think next week, but it's not a very big shipment.
And it's allocated.
But it's they're always allocated. I think Airgun Web has allocation on that too. I think.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, it's coming. We're trying to get a container a month. Heck, it's gotten to the point now where
You need it.
JSB won't even sell pellets in certain countries. They just can't do it.
Wow.
It's bad. And then I know me and Jay talked about this today, and I always bring it up. It's like, we always get these new customers. Everyone wants to be a customer now, and everyone has a store now. It's like, Jesus, you guys are killing me here. But it's good to have the customer base. But these people are waiting months, 5 to 6 months for air guns, air rifles, scopes, ammunition. So these poor guys, they won't turn a profit for another 6 months.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Zach is asking, could the MP40 take down a Pigeon? I mean, could it possibly? Should you try? No. Leave the BB guns for shooting. Play in the backyard. Don't try not with them.
Yeah.
Here's a good question. Is barrel polishing a good way to increase accuracy? Not lapping, just polishing. Are there any downfalls to doing this? What do you think, Joe?
I know several people who polish their barrels. It helps with any imperfections in there too. It's not as well as hot lapping will, but do you polish a barrel that's accurate? Probably not. I mean,
leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone. This is, in the airgun world, if it works, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Not if it's broke, because we still got to fix it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're shooting slugs, yeah, I definitely would say if you want to polish a barrel, polish it. It helps with the leading that happens with the slugs. I would also say if you're shooting slugs too, you want to lube your slugs.
Really?
I lube my slugs.
Huh.
It helps. My 172 went through a whole year shooting. I shot hundreds and hundreds, if not close to thousands of rounds to that darn thing. And I pulled the swab through. It was barely dirty.
That's cool. That's good to know.
Yeah,
That's
so
good to know.
I mean, I know a bunch of competitive pellet shooters who lube too, and they say there's nothing better than lubing. But it depends on you, your rifle, and what you're shooting.
And if you care.
Yeah.
I don't care
enough to take 2 hours to polish that barrel.
I used to do the polishing like Tom Gaylord taught me, which was the bronze brush and the JB Bore paste.
Right.
On that, and that actually does help. But now let me say this, and I have a Daniel. If you need an Origin, I got 5 of them in the Connex, bro. Ready to buy right now. Airgunproshop.com in stock. I got hammers in stock. I got Beeman Commanders in stock. I got Beeman 1358s in stock. I got SWAs in stock, and I've got big bore ammo in stock. If you're looking for stuff, don't forget www.airgunproshop.com. I almost forgot.
My wallet just folded into itself.
I even have a couple Air Arms in stock. So anyway, Avengers on order, like everybody else. I used to do that all the time, specifically with like the Chinese guns,
right?
Because like the Tech Force guns, this is going way back.
The
Tech Force is just a rebranded Beeman. It's all it is. And the Beemans are rebranded SAG, Shanghai Airgun Group. Okay, so Beeman Marksman. So not the HW Beemans, but the other ones. And those barrels are notoriously horrible. Now, if you polish them, they actually come to life and they're okay. But out of the gate, they're rusty and nasty and pitted. And it's 2,000 rounds manually shooting it before you get the thing where it'll shoot well.
Yeah.
So if you polish it, you can skip all that. So it gives you a jump start with a barrel that's a little pitted, and nasty, and gross. It helps you. But if you have like a Lothar Walther barrel, I wouldn't polish it. I'd shoot it, see what it's doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, clean it real good.
Yeah,
clean it.
Patches. That kind of thing.
That's a good question I'm going to ask you now. I'll ask everyone, how many people actually clean their barrels when they get their rifles?
Never.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I'll get a rifle and go, this damn thing shoots good. Shoot. And then when my first Maximus, I bought the European model. and it was shooting good. Then I cleaned it. That barrel was never the same, ever. It was weird.
Look, I just shoot them. If they don't shoot well, then I'll run. I actually use the bore whips.
Yes.
I pull those through. I use MP5 oil from Air Venturi. Pull that through. That tends to pull the lead out really well.
Yeah.
And you can reuse the bore whips, so I use those.
Yeah, bore whips are great.
Yeah, I don't go to the brass brush and JB bore paste unless that's the last resort. If that's what I'll do. If I can't, if it doesn't work any other way, then I'll try that. But usually at that point, it ain't gonna shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've found. I got some more questions here.
Cool.
Let's see. Daniel said, look, Daniel, call me tomorrow. I don't know why you're having issues with the website. I just got an order in while we were on the show here. So yeah, I mean, happy to help you out over the phone, no problem. Let's see, questions here. What's the best lubricant to use for pellets, Joe?
Honestly, I use the black and yellow can of the WD-40 silicone spray.
Okay, there you go.
I know people use Slick 50.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of others, but I use that, and man, a little bit goes a long way. And I'll use I have a JSP 10, of course.
Yep.
And I'll put my, I'll spray the foam, and I'll put the slugs in there with another foam cover in the lid, and I'll just kind of roll them around in there. Yep. And then I'll size them, and then I'll either put them back in there sizing, yeah. And then welcome to the world of slugs, especially exotic calibers.
Yeah,
but
I see. Makes sense.
And that's WD-40 silicone is some nice stuff. It's really good stuff.
I think that sounds like that sounds like a good video to try with and without. I may do some of that because I've got those slugs. I have a very limited supply of those 177 JSB knockout slugs.
Dude, I'm looking at my last like 100 in each 10. I'm like, oh my God. Like, how much more can I salvage? I'm like, I'm trying to reuse them. I shoot them, run down, catch them in mid-flight, go, oh yeah, you would have hit the target and run back.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Okay. Back to the people watch YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, I'll keep using YouTube until they cut me off or cut us off. But I'm gonna have something in place in multiple layers well in advance of that ever happening. Let's see. Gosh, we're getting more people online and more questions here, Joe. We catch up here. HW 97K 177 tends to run better if you clean it with a bore snake after every 50 or so shots. Every gun's a little different. I would say if you find what works, do it. But these things, boy, you talk about each of these models having a life of their own. Boy, do they ever.
Exactly.
Let's see. Oh, okay. David's got a good question here. I've got some rust and pitting on the surface of an old Springer barrel. What's the best way to remove it? I use a combination of stuff. I'll start with MP5 oil. And then if I need to get aggressive, I will switch to Ballistol. If I have to get more aggressive, I'll take a penny. I like to try and find an actual copper penny. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, and just rub that penny on the surface rust, and it cleans it without digging into the barrel. Okay, so it may remove the bluing. You may have to re-blue it, but at least you'll get the rust off of it. You talk about a kick in the nuts, Joe. I had one of my trailers, and it was in Havasu, right? I mean, it's dry in Havasu. I had probably 30 guns layered in moving blankets, just stored in my trailer. It rained, the trailer leaked. So not only did they get wet, they sat in wet because the blank is. I went in there and every gun was just trashed. Fortunately, I had insurance, but and then I bought them for salvage, and then turned around and I used this method: MP5 for the light stuff, Ballistol for the heavier stuff, and a penny. And just I went through a lot of pennies, Joe.
Yeah.
Just flat, and I was able to restore most of them.
Yeah, there goes that rare 1913 penny you just wasted on there.
Who cares? My air guns. And then you do need to then reblue it. So that is a thing. So
for rust, I just use hoppies.
Yeah.
If I got light rust, I just get a little hoppies, put in a rag and rub it. It comes off really easy.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, let's see here. I got all these emails coming in. The Slingshot channel was starting a union for YouTube content creators. I would join. YouTube claims to be a public forum. Yeah, it just isn't, and it's privately owned. I mean, it is. I don't see any hope for that platform, and it's going to come down to the fattest wallet. Anyway, I don't have a wallet that fat to matter to them. Oil and extra fine steel wool, that also does work. I tried that. It didn't seem to work as well as the penny for me, but I had some pretty deep pits in the stuff. Let's see. Let's see, a piece of sheet copper work. I don't know. I haven't tried that. I just like a penny, and that stuff works for me. This is a good point piece of advice. Any brass fitting from a hardware store works. It works if you can't find a brass penny. That's pretty cool. So, and we have another question here. What's the best lower budget, high pressure pump in y'all's opinion? Electric. He's talking about a little compressor. That's good because I want to talk about compressors tonight anyway. Yeah, Ballistol and a rag works really good, David. I agree with that. All right. So what compressors have you played with, Joe?
Honestly, the Nardi and the Air Venturi, the one I
That's it. Is that it?
That's it.
So what do you think of the Nardi? How long do you have it? Or do you still use?
Actually, I was at Airgun Depot and Travis asked me to fill a rifle up for him. And I was, fill a tank, top a tank off. And man, that thing moved. I was like, oh, this is great. That Nardi was amazing.
Yeah.
It's just at the time, it's just like there really was no support for Nardi in the US. And it seems like they have a US group out here now. So I like, watching your Alkin, I like the Alkins a lot. The Nardi is a little more pricier than the Alkin, though. That's just it.
Well, the Alkin is a continuous duty unit. It's heavy and huge. Let me give you I've done a lot with compressors, from everything from all the Air Venturi compressors. And you guys, if you go to Amazon and look up DMC or Davy compressors, the owner of that company flew from China. He was already here. He had to go see his warehouse in LA. But as part of his trip, he came out here to the ranch and spent 2 days here with me. And we talked about strategy for his brand in the US market. Then COVID hit and it all went to crap. But besides that, I've worked a lot with a bunch of different compressors, the trail chargers, the Omega stuff, everything from the $200, Young Hang clones, all the way up to the $3,200 Alkin. Okay, so I've got everything in between I've worked with. Now, I will tell you that when I was in Havasu, I started playing with some of the Young Hang clones.
Right.
Every one I got in, every single one did not work out of the box.
Wow.
I had to repair something on it to make it work. Now, I'm sure the Young Hang's a different story, and I know I'm going to pee in so many people's cereal right now if I talk bad about the Young Hang, because they swear by the doggone thing. Fine, I'm glad you love it. Great. My experience, I've never touched one. So I can't talk about that. I can talk about all of the others that look like it, that are based off of it. And every one I've ever done, or those early ones, all needed work before I could touch, before I could feel anything, before I could get the test plug to make air. I had to fix something. Okay. Now, that is just, I wonder about a $350 pump where I've got a water coolant with a 5-gallon bucket, and it's making pressure that's dangerous. I have reservations. Okay. They're much faster than, say, like the JTS. Right now, if I were going to get a compressor and I had $1,000, let's just say, I'll tell you what I would buy. I would probably look at the Omega Trail Charger.
Yeah.
It's water cooled. Now, if I lived in Wisconsin in the winter, probably not. All right. So, or Michigan or upstate Indiana, but I would not get a water cooled compressor. It's $900 or whatever it is. But it's a tank. It's a beastly tank. It's slow, but it's chug, 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 chug.
Yeah.
Forever. And you don't have to, you may blow off the condensate every now and then, but it doesn't overheat. It just runs. You can fill small bottles with it. It is, okay, so let's say you got $600.
Right.
I like the design of the Umrex Ready Air. I like the fact that I can rebuild it myself. It's designed for user serviceability.
Okay.
It is very loud. There's no polite way of saying, hey, wear earplugs. It's loud. And it's relatively slow. I like the computer function. It's $550. It's a good unit. I also really like the JTS compressors. We have them at the pro shop. We just got some in. It is oil splash lubricated. So I like that maybe a little bit better, because I think in my own head, oil splash lubricated lasts longer. Okay, that's just where my head goes. It fills at about twice the rate of the Ready Air.
Okay.
It's still slow. So when I'm looking at a affordable compressor and that, I'm going to get back to these questions in a minute, guys. When I'm looking at that, I really like at that sub 600. I don't think you could go wrong with either one of those. I do like the all-in-one design of the Ready Air. I like the user serviceability. There are some advantages that it's air cooled, has no water, has no oil. Okay, there's some advantages there. I like the compact size of the JTS because it's a third the size.
Right.
If I'm running on my car and I don't need the converter, it's a little handle. It's a tiny little thing. It's great. I love it.
Right.
So those are my choices. I personally stay away from the compressors where I need a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Now, that's just me. I actually have a bunch of mechanics that we sell on eBay because I've repaired them and sell them refurbished for DMC compressors. Okay, I have them. And frankly, most of the damage refurbishment we've been having to deal with is shipping problems. They don't pack stuff well, and it gets damaged in shipping. So that's most of what we're fixing is shipping damage.
Well, at least it's not a shoebox.
Hey, I got 2 of those.
Really?
If anybody needs parts, I've got 2 working units.
Hey, you know, a shoebox is what you need though if you're trying to compress helium for those big bores.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, because you need to have a source. I have a booster. That's something I won't give up.
That'll work too. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on around that. Let's see. Okay, what are some good hunting pellets? Hopefully that answers your question on the electric pump the compressor. I think if you have a $600 budget, I think the JTS, because it's available now, is a great fit.
Right.
We have them for $5.79 and free shipping at Airgun Pro Shop if you guys want to look them up.
Right.
If you have $1,000, I would go with the Trail Charger. If you have $1,200, I would get the Hill. And you don't need 12 volt. The Hill is by far my favorite personal little compressor for just filling guns. And you don't need caveats, doesn't go to 310 bar, so it's 300 bar only. And it's not 12 volt. Other than that, my favorite. It's awesome. Fills very, very quickly. Even with the cooldowns, it's faster than the others that don't shut down. Very
cool.
Nice. So, okay.
Best hunting pellets.
Yeah. Let's see. Where are we? Well, so what are some good hunting pellets? I'm looking to expand. For a couple of years, I've been using the H&N Hornets. They're actually really good. Joe, don't listen, Joe. 16 grain hot points, the 14 grain red fires, and the H&N Barracudas. If you haven't tried the Hades and the red, and yeah, I know you have them. I didn't want. I'm not talking to you right now.
No, I can be unbiased. The Crow Mags are a nice hunting pellet.
Yeah.
Crow Magnums. Anything Polymag, Hades, Ultra Shocks are good.
Yeah.
The Crossman Destroyer is actually a good hunting pellet.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people. Me personally, I've taken back in the day when I was using Crossman. I was taking prairie dogs at 100 yards with those.
Somebody asked a question a while back, and I missed it, and they were asking about the Crossman Premier Hollow Points. I have an opinion. There was a day where Premier in the name meant something with Crossman pellets. I don't think that's the same anymore. Do you remember when you used to buy like the brown cardboard box of the like good Crossman pellets?
They brought the boxes back, I heard.
Last time I grabbed a tin of Crossman Premier Hollow Point. Let me put it this way. I won't mention the name of the company I was working for at the time. I was getting a lot of high-powered springers in with blown seals. The single unifying element was they were all shooting Crossman Premier Hollow Points from Walmart.
Really?
The reason that they were having so much problem is the head size was so off. We're talking all over the map that it was like dry firing an ultra magnum gun. It was burning the seals out.
Wow.
So if you have the Crossman Premiers and you put one in the breech and it's nice and snug, you grab another one and it's like super loose, don't shoot them. If you put them in the breech and they're consistent, fine. And a PCP doesn't matter. But in a Springer, you don't want to dry fire the gun. You want to have enough back pressure or you will destroy the gun.
Yes, you will.
So that is where I saw the Crossman Premier Hollow Points. Now, this was several years ago. I actually was at Walmart the other day, said, I wonder what they have for 22 pellets. I bought some 22 pellets. I'm going to do a video on the Crossman Premier Hollow Points from Walmart to see if they've improved. I'm curious. I want to see how
Have you shot the piranhas?
Yeah, I've shot those.
I like those, actually.
I haven't. I was shooting. Oh, I have a story I could tell you. It's not the whole story, though. I was shooting a gun. I can't tell you what it is. I was shooting a gun. I'll tell you why I can't tell you. It's like it's a code of conduct thing. Just bear with me. I was shooting a gun, and it's a semi-automatic. Okay. But I can't tell you which one it is. It was semi-automatic. And I'm shooting this, and I'm double tapping a 4-inch gong at 100 yards at will to pop up, pop up, pop up with the piranhas.
Okay.
Shooting great. But about every third mag, it's the probe is pulling the O-ring back into the mag, the breech O-ring, and you can't get the mag out other than ripping the mag out, destroying the O-ring. So there's something either with the probe got a burr on it because the air goes up into the probe and then out the probe. So they got like a little hole in it. So there's either a burr that's grabbing that O-ring and pulling it back, or there's an alignment problem with the machining or something. But as far as accuracy goes, I was just double tapping that gong. It was awesome. But I have to send the gun back. So I got to give them a chance to fix it.
Right.
But hopefully I'll get one that works. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That sucks.
Well. Let's see what we got for questions here.
Yeah, Rick, what gun were you shooting that you can't tell us about?
Yeah. Well, part of the code of conduct that we want to set up at the GTA, and we're working out the details, is we're not going to bash a brand or a model or a manufacturer or this was a negative experience with one of 1,000 or 10,000 of them.
Right. Right.
That one experience does not mean all of them are like that.
Right. There's a difference between saying what your experiences were and and
this thing's a piece of
yeah. And and there's a difference between like, hey, I was shooting my rifle and the O-ring came out. Then I was shooting this crappy rifle and this piece of crap O-ring came out. I'll never buy this again. I mean, these things happen.
Yeah. So that's really what we want. We want to create a professional space where people could come get really good information. So that's what we're shooting for there.
There you go.
If you want, here's somebody that likes you, Joe. If you want expansion, then stick to Predator Polymax.
That guy needs a 10 of Polymax to him right away.
But he also says this, or H&N hollow point. So now he's off your list.
Well, I did say the Crow mags are nice, but
they are,
yeah, ain't that nice. No, H&N. We had this conversation. H&N makes some really good pellets. They make a lot of pellets. I mean, I couldn't actually. I don't know anyone who could actually sit down and tell me every particular line of H&M projectiles there were out there. Not counting their bullets. I'm just talking about their pellets. Thank God. How many do they have?
Yeah, a lot.
Lines.
Daniel's asking a question. We don't have any active coupons right now, Daniel. So we don't. If occasionally we'll run a special, but we just have our prices fair all the time as best we can. We don't do discounts. We just try and keep it. Everybody's on the same playing field. So no coupons right at this point. Let's see. Which is the most accurate? I find dome flat nose. Dome flat nose more accurate with subsonic velocity. That's he's answering other people's questions. Thank you. That's helpful. Thank you for doing that. Yeah. I got a Webley and Scott. They could be very nice pistols.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Best economical compressor. Umrex question. I think it's a very good compressor for the money. I think I would tie it up with the JTS personally. Having both of them. Look, I did the repair video for Umrex. If you scan on the manual and you go and this is how you replace the O-ring, it's my video. Unless they redid it. I mean, I like that compressor. Let's see. Let's see.
You need Sue in there to read these comments so she can keep us abreast.
Yeah. One of the things that somebody's putting something up here. One of the things, just so you, I tend not to, unless it's people I know and circumstances I know, I don't tend to promote other people's work or let people promote their work on my work. I just don't. So the gentleman was trying to go check out this other channel. Look, no offense. I don't know you, don't know the channel. So that's not something I would just let go out. So please don't take offense at that. But I work really, really hard to have built up the channel and the social media that I have. Not saying that I wouldn't help somebody out, but I want to know who you are first and what you're doing before I just let anybody post stuff that way.
Yeah, you've been working on this for a long time.
Yeah, you got a lot of thousands and thousands and hundreds, well, tens of thousands of hours anyway.
I remember when your beard was dark.
That's rude. Now you had your beard going a little bit when you were here, Mr. White Beard.
Yes, right now I got a little dust on there,
Yeah.
I can find a neighbor's cat and put a little cream on
Lick
it.
it off.
On tomorrow.
Hey, my dinner's showing up. Person's asking the question, what do you think of lead BBs? If you're talking about like the lead shot that you can shoot, thank you, hon, in your BB gun, some of them shoot really well. They're a little heavier. Sometimes they can be more accurate, at least at short range.
Yeah, what's nice about them, they're 172.
Oh, they really?
Yeah.
Have you shot?
Just for giggles? 172.
Just for giggles. Have you shot any of the Excite BBs out of your high powered?
I did, and yeah, they're moving way too fast. But then, only thing about those Excite, because they're coated.
Yeah.
They're not uniform. That valve was very temperamental. I mean, anything that's off on a projectile, it'll push the projectile about 2 inches down the barrel and say, well, screw you. And then you gotta ram it out. But I did shoot it, and I shot one just to make sure it shot, and I went to set up the crony, and then I went to shoot again, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch. But you know what? I do need to get, I didn't say this, that company that starts with GAMO. They used to have 177 shot.
Yeah, round ball, lead round.
Yeah,
I probably have some sitting on my supply shelf back there.
I bought some 22s when I bought both 177 and 22s, and I was in my infancy, and I didn't like them very much. They were just fun to shoot. My kid loved them. He would shoot the crap out of them.
Gentlemen, thank you for saying this. He says, I'll just take the time to thank you for the educational videos, Rick. Been watching you for 10 years and know through while I'm here, I'll just say thanks a million. We really appreciate it. Guys, look, I do this. One, I enjoy shooting. So this is great for me too, but I do enjoy. In fact, this has become one of the things I really enjoy doing is getting on and just talking with guys like Joe or Travis or Angie. We're looking to get more people up here more regularly. And
guys like Angie.
Yeah. I probably could have got her up here tonight, but no, she's got her hands full. She's still watching my daughter.
Oh yeah, she's full. She's got her hands full. She's busy.
Yeah. So, well, we're kind of coming to the end of the show here. I was going to talk a little bit about the new SWA long gun.
Yeah, I was about to ask. We got time.
I sent you a picture. So I'm going to be, this is what happened. So you guys, if you go watch the videos on the Airgun Expo, you'll see Joe and I having fun with a long SWA. It's in the desert tan nutmeg stock and so forth.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, and we can still make those. But that's a Boyd stock. Our cost of the stocks is running north of probably $250. Whereas there's also a finite number of those trigger assemblies that are in that gun because they're not making that anymore.
Oh,
so we have some supply issues, really. Now the action is exactly the same as the carbine. So what I did today, I took and put the AR grip and an AR stock on a long gun and went and shot it, and it works great. So, I think that's probably, excuse me, what we're going to do for the long gun right now. Now we can do custom wood stock builds, but they are going to be custom, and they're going to have that premium because of the price of the stock.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, that's the short and long of it. So, I mean, that's what it is. So we got some stuff coming out. I have your box. Looks like all your stuff should be leaving Friday, Joe.
Okay.
We got the ATM scope, SWA carbine, that Air Force with the SWA, the SWFA scope.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got all of that stuff going to be coming out your way. So
sweet.
Yeah.
I think I might have found a loophole to hunt turkey out here with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
to be continued. That's why I was last when I talked to you. It's like I need
So
to
what
borrow.
I'll do is I'll send you some extra chokes too. I'll send you an extra full choke.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
You'll have the improved cylinder for just shooting around the yard, an extra full for when you want to run a tighter pattern, and then the slug for when you want to run slug. And I'll send you like 50 slugs. That's what I can spare. So you have to be sparing with the slugs.
Hey Rick, I went through them in one day.
Yeah. I do have a line on a we're gonna have access to a container of slugs. So thousands of slugs. So
what me you gonna meet at are we gonna meet in Houston and like open each other's containers up? Like, yeah,
yeah,
I see the
maybe.
stuff.
so I would have sent Cook Sisters if I'd known you were sending Joe. Yeah, Sue just made some Cook Sisters, which is a wrapped like a I don't know donut soaked in syrup.
Uh-huh.
It's addictive.
Is
They were really delicious, but
she still eating those good and plenties I got her hooked on?
no. Last time we went out, she bought 2 boxes. I think she's gone through them, so we're probably due for another town trip. So that was the big news on the SWA. We talked about compressors, pellets. Well, I know that you're working on some stuff with pellets that I don't want to say until I've cleared it with you to talk about. But we'll deal with that maybe in another show. And then, gosh, I guess that's it. I mean, we've kind of hit all the points. And I want to talk about the GTA as becoming an open forum. Open, I say, for those that are willing to sign the code of conduct and willing to embed from Vimeo as a place where we can start having that more secure place to store our stuff.
I mean, it definitely it's needed today, and who knows, it might platform off and grow into something great, and Vimeo might make a whole new name for just outdoor stuff, just to make sure we have a safe platform to be on.
So I just received an order from Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. It'll go out Friday.
So your printer went off in your
I
shop.
know, yeah, in my shop, yeah. It was great at the show. Every now and then the printer just starts going off with orders popping through because it prints automatically. It prints in my wife's office and in the shop. So they're just sitting there on the printer when we get in there in the morning. So
Oh man.
So Joe,
That's great.
have you ever thought about reviewing FX Airguns?
Who, me?
You, I guess, yeah.
No, I haven't thought about it. I can't afford it.
Yeah, right.
I have friends who have FX rifles. I mean, and I know the guys, the big guys out there with. I mean, they're nice. Okay. I do like the Dreamline and the Saber Tactical chassis. That is a whole new shooting experience. It's cleaner because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 rifles, all Marauder based and chassis right now.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. And in fact, I got to take my 35 in because I got some prototype slugs in. But I like a chassis.
Yeah.
I like my Boyd stocks, especially the ones that are just painted, not so you can see the wood, because I'm so anal about taking a nice wood stock out into the wilderness. That's just me. But my shooting a rifle with a metal chassis is just awesome to me. It's something else. It's different. It's one
different.
piece.
It is different. I was shooting with my sister. We're gonna go long again. Who cares? First of all, Brett's asking any experience running antifreeze to help with the cooling the compressors. I know people have tried it. I have not tried it. I was told that it doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you cool the water, if you had like a radiator to cool the water, then you may be able to get some benefit from the antifreeze. But I think it's
you need something to cool it out, because where's the heat going? It's not going anywhere. It's still in You know, the
in
water,
the bucket.
helps, but it's still getting warm,
More surface area of the water would help to cool off. Let's see. There's another question. Oh, I was going to tell you that I've got Cheryl out there, and I asked her, "Have you shot the Red Wolf yet?" And she said,
Mm.
"No." So we set the Red Wolf up, and we started shooting that. And that's like another like level of air gunning, like maybe several levels.
Yeah.
And then we grabbed the Catron, whatever the heck it's pronounced, which is I think one of your chassis gun type rigs.
Yeah.
Is that what you call a chassis gun? It's like
Well,
minimalist and framed.
it's more skeleton minimalist because it doesn't actually have a chassis on it. It just has the rail on it and it goes to the block. Basically it's a skeleton rifle in my eyes. It looks like a Franken gun, but I wouldn't consider that a chassis. Now, if they made a chassis for it, that'd be awesome.
See, I don't know the difference. So maybe when you come out again, you could educate me on all of this chassis stuff. Anyway, we shot that, and it was I was shooting the quadrant target, and I smacked the center probably 4 or 5 times out of the mag, clean.
Nice.
With that, and it was pretty awesome.
Rick, you have a chassis gun.
I have, was that the Raptor?
The Raptor, yeah.
Okay.
That's a chassis. Send it here. I'll take care of it.
You're volunteering?
I always volunteer for rifles.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, that Red Wolf is nice. It's that trigger. I'm sorry. It's too clean for me. I was like, nah, there's no resistance. No, can't do it.
Supposedly you can adjust some resistance in. I haven't played with that yet, but I'm going to. I've actually gotten used to like the no resistance. Oh, there's the switch. Click.
So you can adjust it for more pressure. What? So it takes half a breath longer to pull it, or what?
I don't know. I guess I'll find out.
Yeah,
You got to download the manual. It's probably this thick. I don't know.
I'm surprised the onboard computer doesn't tell you what to do.
I know, right? I've got the programmer too, but it's still in the box.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. That's a whole nother journey. I haven't yet started yet. So
heck yeah.
That's going to be. I mean, that gun is just what we need to do is a Bluetooth app where you just push the button on the phone, shoot, 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 shoot.
Yeah, that wouldn't be legal for any competition. I know right now.
Oh well.
That'd be it. But a Bluetooth app would be cool for that, so you can sync up with the computer that way and see more options on your phone.
I think it's well. I don't know enough about the Delta Wolf if they do that yet, but yeah, I mean it's only like 2 years from now they'll have that. I'm sure.
Man, what 5 years ago, if someone had told me he has a chronograph and a rifle, I would have slapped them and laughed at them real hard. And now it's like, look at the new M3, the Delta Wolf. Jesus, man,
Delta Wolf's pretty slick. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Oh man, I don't know. I'm becoming a dinosaur in this sport now, man. I gotta up my game. But
well, I think your game is to shoot game, and your rifles, as Frankenstein as they are, seem to be doing that just fine.
Yeah, but I do need 1 or 2 good quality competition rifles because we get a lot of stuff. We got some pellets, and again we got some ammo in today that we're probably going to bring in, and the pellets are competition pellets. They're strictly, and even out of an axed up disco that's been modded out really well.
I told you,
really good.
Just send it over here. I'll do all the tests you need. I'll let you know how it's doing. So we got one more question here. 2 more questions. Goodness.
Okay.
3 more questions. Come on, guys. All right. All right. Okay. We're gonna have to really put a time limit on these things. But we're getting all these people watching, so that's awesome. Okay, Springer and 30 cal, absolutely worth it. Buy it, just get it. It's awesome. That's Rick, the Springer guy. Yeah, 540 feet per second, but it is so much fun.
Yeah, I remember you in that video. That was a good because that thing was smacking.
Yeah, 32 foot-pounds, man. Yeah, plenty of power. It's slow.
32 foot-pounds on a 44 grains projectile. That's a lot of smack.
Yeah, I would say, I wouldn't shoot slugs, shoot pellets. When you get the 30 cal polymags or when they're available, 30 cal Hades, That would be a hunting machine.
30 cal Hades are available. They've been available.
You have them in stock?
No, these said available. They're available. Okay?
No, that's
ain't
what I
said they're
mean
in
by
stock.
availability there, Joe.
We do have a container coming over that's only 30 caliber Hades that we won't see it for a couple months. Dude, there's so many 30 caliber Hades coming on this load that's we won't see till fall, but it's gonna be cool.
Brett, on the Gauntlet 2, you're gonna need an adapter if you want to put an additional moderator on it. Let's see. Do I need a PO box? I need pellets. Don't tell him when I have Hades. Yeah, no problem. Okay. I think that's going to be it. I'm going to stop before we get more questions because we're 5 minutes past. Guys, that's going to be it. We're out. Thank you for joining us tonight. Check out. One last little thing. My wife is on, and she's been working really hard on a new website for Airgun Web. It's not ready to go live yet, but we're going to have a brand new website for airgunweb.com. I kind of let that poor site atrophy for a while, but we're going to come back with force and aggression to bring that back. And we're going to join it together with Airgun Army. If you haven't joined up for Airgun Army, please do. Airgun Army is my own social media that I run, manage. It's mine personally. Again, I pay a monthly fee to have that. Go join up. It's open. Go post things, pictures. Tell people what you like, what you don't like. Be nice to one another, please.
I really need to go on there because I've been on there like once and I haven't been on there since.
Yeah, and for you, like Joe, if you have announcements and stuff with regards to JSB or Predator or whatever, you can throw them up there. Just there's no restrictions. If you as a vendor are happy, I'm happy for you to just use it. Okay. Cool. So I mean, Airmarks, who makes the Catron,
Air Max,
whatever. They post a lot there, and I'm happy that they do. Knock yourself out.
Dude, I know they gotta be sick of me because every time on Instagram I see something about with them, I'm like, oh, I love it so much. They're like, yeah, we know.
All right, guys. Daniel, I'll put a little something special in your box for you. I'm not going to say what it is, but we'll have something going out with your origin for you. Guys, that's going to be it. Want to say thank you to everybody for coming up here and hanging out with us. Joe, thank you for bailing me out tonight.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem.
So, guys, that's going to be it. See you guys.
Good night.
Good night.